Hello there. On behalf of the entire Xconomy staff, welcome to Xconomy's 2020 National Awards Program. Normally, we'd be gathering in a packed ballroom to honor the very best our industry has to offer, to celebrate our most impactful accomplishments. But as we all know, these are not normal times. The safety and well-being of our friends and colleagues is paramount, so instead of coming together in person, Xconomy decided to create a virtual awards festival, starting with this Meet the Finalists webcast series that allows the industry to get to know the 40 companies and individuals that represent the finalists of the 2020 Xconomy National Awards. Over the course of the days leading up to the awards ceremony on September 24th, Xconomy invites you to meet the 2020 finalists for each award category, to hear their stories, to understand their unique game-changing contributions, and recognize the impact they've made to improve our ability to discover, develop, and deliver effective therapeutics and vaccines to those most in need. This year, Xconomy received a record 600 nominations representing 10 award categories. Each nomination was carefully reviewed and ranked by Xconomy's editorial staff using specific criteria to yield the 4 finalists in each category. But before we get started, please keep in mind that everyone has been registered and provided access to the awards networking app. It's open right now and will remain open through September 24th. It's a great, easy-to-use program that provides all attendees with the opportunity to meet and greet and interact with other attendees, the finalists, sponsors, friends, colleagues, and existing and future business partners. Today, we're happy to introduce you to the Building a Biotech finalists. As we all know, there's so much more to building a successful biotech company than just great science. A company needs the right work ethic, the right work environment, and the right atmosphere to harness innovation. The Building a Biotech Award was created to recognize the companies or the person that incorporate these critically important elements to support and facilitate innovative science. The nominees have built work cultures and environments to help science thrive, design facilities that connect all the disparate elements together in an unrivaled atmosphere of invention and innovation. Now, the finalists for the 2020 Building a Biotech Award are 10x Genomics, Kevin Hrusovsky from Quanterix, Ionis Pharmaceuticals, and Fortress Biotech. But before we actually meet our finalists, I'd like to welcome Teresa Lavoie, partner at Fish & Richardson, to officially kick off our program.
My name is Teresa Lavoie, and I'm a principal in the patent group at Fish & Richardson. I'm so excited to have the pleasure of getting to know the finalists for Building a Biotech, an award that recognizes companies that have built an infrastructure for success, whether that is a unique facility where science happens, a company culture that fosters inventiveness, or an incubator that brings all the elements together into an atmosphere of innovation. The finalists for the Building a Biotech Award this year are 10x Genomics, Quanterix, Ionis Pharmaceuticals, and Fortress Biotech. In my practice, I help groundbreaking startups and early-stage life science companies thrive by developing and maximizing the value of their intellectual property, assets that are crucial for their long-term success. As a firm devoted exclusively to intellectual property law, Fish & Richardson's clients include some of the world's most important thinkers, makers, and doers, just like the finalists for this year's awards. This makes Fish and Xconomy natural partners, and we are proud to sponsor this year's Xconomy Awards. Please enjoy this installment of Meet the Finalists. We hope to see you at the awards ceremony on September 24th, where Fish will be honored to announce the winner of the Building a Biotech Award. Thank you.
At 10x Genomics, we're on a mission to master biology, to accelerate the mastery of biology in order to advance human health and ultimately cure deadly diseases. We build products that enable scientists to make discoveries and reveal new biology that they could not see before, to push the frontiers of biological discovery and understanding further. So this spans from the development of cancer therapies to understanding neurological diseases to now a lot of our customers are working tirelessly to understand the COVID-19 pandemic and many discoveries that are being facilitated to help understand the disease and develop treatments. And in many ways, we started the company with the principle that mastering biology is going to be crucial to advance human health. And this pandemic has really brought that idea into a really sharp relief. So our hope is that what we're doing now will make it so that the next time there's a pandemic, the humanity, everyone will be much closer to having a cure, having vaccines, and having treatments ready to go. These advances have been possible because of the people who have the company and the culture we have built together of collaboration, of passion for science, of drive to take on big challenges, and the spirit of endless curiosity. We see that science is fundamental to understanding really the human body and ultimately improving human health and the world. If you look to the future, there's such a huge opportunity in terms of how we think about curing diseases and improving health outcomes around the world. The big challenge is just our understanding of the underlying science, and it's also the opportunity. The human body has close to 40 trillion cells. Each of them is really complex and constantly changing. It's only the advances in science and in biotechnologies that will lead us to the understanding of the underlying physiology, underlying human health and condition, which will ultimately lead to better health outcomes and improvements for us as a human race. And we see that this award really raises the awareness for science generally, which is often underappreciated, and for the companies that are working in the space, trying to improve and accelerate the progress of biology and technology, which will ultimately leave us, humans, and the planet in a better place for future generations. So fundamental, I would say, comes down to three reasons, and the most important of which comes down to people, which ultimately make any company what it is, and it certainly is the core reason why 10x has been successful. We stressed from the very beginning, focused on getting the very best people in all the different disciplines we needed into the company and forming a culture of really true multidisciplinary collaboration. And we see that that's something that's truly unique about 10x, something that many companies aspire to, but it's really hard to really put in place. So we have different mix of people across chemistry, biology, software, hardware, manufacturing, working closely together in teams in a very collaborative environment to push the state of the art in their respective disciplines forward and work together collaboratively on common goals and common projects. I would say that sort of the people is really the foundation of what makes the company great. Now, the people have also enabled two other things that have been that set 10x apart. First one is the products. Our products have revolutionized many areas of biology. We have launched many different products over the last several years to bring aboard a new kind of a revolution in what's called single cell biology, and now also in spatial genomics. These products have been used by our customers to make many new discoveries, and are being used really heavily across all of biological research. In this point, close to 97 out of the 100 top global research institutions, and in just about every top global biopharmaceutical company. And then you can see the second part of that is that you see now the market impact that we have had. And one of the ways that we measure that impact is by the publications that have been coming out of our customers' labs. These are fundamental discoveries that our customers have been making across just about every area of biology. And there's now well over 1,200 research papers that have been published using our technology, using our products, and something we're immensely proud of. And also kind of in the more recent months, what we have seen is this just incredible rise in research and papers that are being done specifically to address the COVID-19 pandemic. And clearly this is an area that has all of a sudden emerged as being incredibly important to solve for humanity. And we're very, we feel We feel very fortunate to have supplied the products to accelerate materially our rate of understanding of this disease and this pandemic.
Hi, my name is Kevin Hrusovsky. I'm the Chairman and CEO of Quanterix and the founder and chairman of Powering Precision Health, a nonprofit foundation. It's important to transform medicine with biotechnology. There's so much opportunity, and we have some technologies and a vision of how, by seeing disease long before symptoms and seeing it non-invasively in blood or finger pricks, can transform the way we actually see health and see disease. And so we think that the whole field of biotechnology has enabled these technologies in a vision that can be so transformative. Today, we all basically practice medicine after having symptoms. Someday, based on biomarkers and this revolution that we're basically inciting, we're going to have the ability to know long before symptoms, whether it be cancers, pancreatic cancers, or neurodegenerative diseases, whatever the category, we're going to be able to know long before symptoms that we actually have that disease pathology, when that early intervention is going to allow you to probably be treated very productively. And then someday, the whole science of prevention, knowing how your life and the environmental factors that you subject yourself to, how you're affecting your long-term health, the ability to actually see your biomarkers in action, vision that is starting to come true now with many third-party peer-reviewed publications from some of the top scientists around the world. And that's led to this promise and this opportunity to transform medicine. What I learned early on growing up in Ohio, kind of a blue-collar area, is that it's all about people. It's about culture, and it's about unleashing the true capabilities of people collectively. And if you can paint a vision that's mission-based and have an opportunity to do something incredible for the world, and you can create buy-in from the entire population in the ecosystem of some of the most important thinkers and change agents to actually go after that mission, you can transform and achieve anything. And I've run numerous companies now in the same formula of mission-based, soliciting and pulling in a passionate group of people in a way that we know we're going to have a lot of failures, because we're disrupting the way it's done today, which means that no one has done it yet. And so creating mindsets that are very passionate and everyone working together on a team where they're being accountable, but they're most importantly trusting each other and being very transparent, because once you can get that ecosystem and that culture in place, no matter what the technology more than we're taking is the ultimate goal of a mission-based, purpose-based company. And I've watched this formula work numerous times over the last 25 years, and it's all about people unleashing their capabilities to help the world. Really, in all the businesses that I've run, we've always started by forming a nonprofit foundation on the outside that has the top oncologists, the top neurologists, the top virologists in the world, as well as the patient advocacy groups, the Susan Komen foundations. In the case of the CTE for football players, we've had a lot of the NFL players, a lot of Super Bowl winners, coaches. We've also looked into many of the different types of diseases: soldiers, post-traumatic stress disorder, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Michael J. Fox. We would bring in the advocacy groups with the top thought leaders, and then we would bring investors in as well that can actually fund the concepts that we create. That independent nonprofit foundation is the fuel that we then link our companies to. And each time we link them, they actually participate in all the summits, and they get direct linkages so that the technologies that can transform and achieve these visions are incorporated. And when you do that, you then commercialize in these companies at a pace that no one else has seen. We were worth $30 million 5 or 6 years ago when I joined. We just crossed 1.2 billion. We went public, I think, 10 quarters ago, and we crossed $1 billion, I think, maybe about, 3 weeks ago. We just raised $100 million last week. But it's all of these investors are completely linked into our mission-based purpose because they're in the ecosystem. And so when the companies use their technologies to create the transformation, and those thought leaders present third-party peer-reviewed publications, and that's what we're really all about, is the pace of innovation to disrupt and create health and a whole completely new paradigm of precision health is what we're able to do. And I think this company, Quanterix, and this Powering Precision Health Foundation, the combination has once again shown how much you can do when people come together to go after a vision that's really, and a mission that's worth solving. And putting cancer, putting Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS, MS, putting them on the back burner and taking them down to their knees and create a whole new health paradigm that can prevent these lethal diseases is so worth going after. And so we're nobly going after it as a collective body.
There's a necessity to say no when it comes to research and development because it is high risk and it's high cost. At Ionis, we begin with the patient, we end with the patient, and we have a bias to say yes. We have a bias to say yes to our people who want to go above and beyond. We have a bias to people's growth. We have a bias to their ideas and experiments. And we have a bias to say yes when it comes to the life-saving, transformative medicines that they want to develop on behalf of the patients who depend on us. So when we saw that Xconomy Awards had a category for building a biotech that centered around a successful biotech company that had to deal with great science and fostering that type of environment, it described Ionis's culture. We are science-driven, we're innovative-centered. It took us 30 years to build the platform that we have. And it is all coming to fruition now, beginning with the validation of Spinraza financially and therapeutically. Children who were literally dying by the age of 1 or 2 are living and developing full and healthy lives, as well as adults getting stronger and stronger every day because of our treatment. We're giving hope to patients with Huntington's disease and ALS, as well as a number of other diseases that didn't have any treatments, or patients and their loved ones who didn't have hope at all. So when we saw this particular category, it was really a true definition of who we were as an organization, and that's why the nomination was submitted to Xconomy on behalf of Ionis. In order to unleash the innovation and the power and the passion of the individuals within the organization, it is unstifled by the word yes. So the organization itself, from the time that you walk into the front door, from reception to any function within an organization, you can ask them why they're there. And they will tell you that it's because sick people depend on us. And so when you think about the weight and the power of that, you can't deliver on that, or you can't walk through a day and do what you're supposed to do and not want to do what's best. And you can't do that with a no. Our founder, Stanley Crook, said it better. No patient has ever gotten better with a no. And so with that said, you know, when we've had patients drive up to our door and walk through our front door and they've made it to his office or anyone's office for that matter, the answer is typically yes. When you have created a platform that could treat one patient to millions, we know the power in that. And so that yes means so much to any patient, to families, and to their loved ones and friends. So that is what the culture is built on, that sick people depend on us. And that yes, the propensity to say yes, keeps the culture moving. It gives us a sense of urgency. It's our North Star.
Xconomy stated, revolutions begin with a bold, unique idea. In the same vein, developing a different biotech business model begins with rethinking and evolving how a biotech should be built. Throughout my career, that's what I've worked towards by developing a unique business model, which now lies within Fortress Biotech. There's hundreds of billions of dollars a year spent on life science R&D all over the world, in big companies and small, university labs, government labs, domestic, foreign, breakthroughs occurring at an increasing rate. That's where we come in. We have a large team of mostly physicians and scientists whose job is to identify primarily clinical stage medicines that have shown good proof of concept in humans, address unmet medical needs, and are available on reasonable terms. So we have to get there first. The model works really well. In just the last 5 years, from when we started this, we have acquired around 40 development stage programs as well as FDA-approved products. Most of the product development is done through partner companies, such that Fortress's research and development expense is quite low, and yet we retain significant economic benefit from each of these programs. In an inherently risky industry, I'm not that big of a risk taker. We continue to evaluate compelling clinical data on potential product candidates that we believe will allow us to finish a product's development and get therapies to a market where there is a meaningful unmet medical need. Nothing is easy, but we work with the world's best and most knowledgeable key opinion leaders in each and every therapeutic category that we get interested in. We often show them clinical stage medicines, even though they are the leaders in their field, that they had no idea these drugs existed. Sometimes they get excited about them, and then we get excited about them. Often they don't, and then we don't. We don't invent anything. We work hard to find other people's discoveries and inventions and work hard to commercialize them through our partner companies. We are becoming a very substantial biopharmaceutical aggregator. We think it's an important role in society. With all of this capital being expended and all of this brilliant science being discovered and developed, it's a tragedy that so many of these programs never reach their conclusion, which would be providing benefit to patients. Our role is to fill that void, to get these discoveries to the market as quickly and efficiently as possible. I think it helps everybody in the industry to learn from what other companies and entrepreneurs are doing. The best concepts, the best execution should always win out in a dynamic economy and be copied and improved upon by others. I think this category helps to do that. The biotech industry is thriving and chock full of incredible opportunities for science and medicine. The business opportunities are truly limitless, and every day brings new possibilities. If you run a biotech properly, the good you do for people is incalculable. Each company may have a different way of doing business, but the focus remains the same. Follow the lead of successful, innovative ideas to create therapies that meet the needs of patients who either currently have no treatment options available to them or provide those patients with better solutions. We're accomplishing a business model revolution. We have been growing 50% a year for the last 4 years, and we're ranked 10th fastest growing for the category biotech, media, and tech company in the United States over the last 3 years by Deloitte. We also have stellar management teams and employees who continue to build upon these successes. In a very short period of time, we have built a rapidly growing biopharmaceutical business in our Journey Medical subsidiary. We have also built 11 partner companies that we control. We have 15 clinical stage programs in 25 clinical trials. We are expecting our first FDA approval this year for the first drug that we developed ourselves. We expect to file a second new drug application for another candidate before the end of this year. We will launch 4 pivotal clinical trials before the end of this year. We will also complete enrollment in a 5th pivotal trial by year's end. We have partnerships with leading institutions like the City of Hope and St. Jude's Children's Medical Research Hospital, collaborations with leading international pharmaceutical companies, including Alexion and Cipla, who most efficiently advance and maximize those programs with us. This is an incredibly scalable model. If we have been able to do this much from a standing start 5 years ago, you can imagine what we can accomplish in the next 5 and 10 years and beyond. We have found a way to revolutionize the way biotech companies are built and do business by efficiently constructing pipelines and expediting drug development while creating shareholder value and creating wonderful careers not typical of traditional biotech business models.
Well, congratulations to all the finalists for this well-deserved recognition. And thanks to all of you for joining us today for this Meet the Finalists webcast. If you're hearing my voice, it means you're automatically registered and have access to the awards networking app. So I encourage you to take full advantage of it, connect and set up meetings with friends, colleagues, and business partners. We hope you enjoyed today's program and that you're registered for all the upcoming Meet the Finalists presentations. If so, we look forward to seeing you there. If not, there's still time. Just visit xconomy.com/national-awards. Either way, make sure to secure your complimentary registration to the 2020 Xconomy National Awards ceremony on September 24th. Let's all get together, have fun. It's going to be a lively evening as we announce this year's award winners. We'll see you there.